You look gorgeous, mate. You look gorgeous. So, Greg, listen, I've been really looking forward to this chat because we've been working together for a little bit now, but we don't really know each other's background that much. And I love a good old-fashioned entrepreneur interview. And you obviously have got a huge background in entrepreneurship.
A little bit.
Yeah. But what I don't really know about how you got started as a business person. I'd love to hear the story. You know, did you always know you were going to be an entrepreneur, or what happened right at the beginning?
Ever since I was 9, only because Halloween was my biggest holiday for me. Why? Because I would go out and grab bags of candy from trick-or-treating, and we grew up in a church, so I would go to church on Sunday and sit in the back of the church and sell candy. And my mom and dad thought I was a heathen for doing that, but that's how I got started. But my father was in the military. I'm a military brat, and my dad's boss used to come over to our house for dinner, and I would sit around dinner and listening to my dad and his boss, and I was like, "Hey, Dad, you're smarter than your boss. Why is he your boss?" He goes, "Son, you're gonna understand the politics," and I'm like, "Nah, I'm never gonna be anybody's boss. I'm never gonna work for anybody that I'm smarter than." So that basically started. I started feeling it out then, and then I went to college at Boston University. And when I got out of Boston University, I wanted to become a stockbroker because I always wanted to be my own boss. So I took a job. I was the first African American at Merrill Lynch.
Really?
So when I got there, I looked around. I'm like, who is the most successful person in here? And this guy's like, you know how these old guys are like, you're youngin'. How many times have you heard that? So my first paycheck out of college, I graduated in May. My first paycheck was the end of June. Was $35,200. Because, as a stockbroker, you always had to cold call, and everybody is so deathly afraid of cold calling. And that was always been one thing I love to do is cold call, because you never know. I don't take rejection personally, so you never know who's on the other side. And my goal was in 18 hours, I dialed 967 people and talked to 500. But being a stockbroker, I made some massive connections with investors. So I was a stockbroker for about 3 years and made a ton of money. And I got started. And I'm like, I want to do real estate. So I moved back to DC, where I'm originally from, and started doing real estate, selling and flipping houses. But the ironic thing is, since I was so young, nobody would give me capital. So I'm like, okay, how am I going to do this without investing my own capital? But I ended up investing my own capital, and that's why I learned control your whole infrastructure. So since no one would give me money, so I said, you know what? I'm going to start a mortgage company. I took my money, started a mortgage company. I went to law school, became a lawyer, got 2 MBAs. I said, look, I'm going to start a settlement company and an appraisal company and had different people run them. So therefore, I borrowed money from myself, settled in my own company, and sold it in my own company. So I did that for, I don't know, probably like 5 or 10 years, because I'm a lot older than all you guys. I'm real old, so you're So I did that, and I decided that from that point on, whatever I do, I was going to control everything around me without going outside my circle. And, make a long story short, here I am, 20-something companies later, doing 20 different things. You guys know how Sophia, I love Sophia because she knows she can put up with my insanity. Every day, I'm like, we'll have, like you and Grant, you and I, we'll have 20 different conversations in like 5 minutes. And everybody's like, Greg, are you okay? Are you crazy? And people don't understand. When they call poor people, they call them weird. They call rich people eccentric. So, but as you know, Grant, I am thankful to have you and Sophia, because I have 20 companies, about 20 companies, 222 employees in 4 countries. So, thanks to you, definitely thanks to Sophia, because Sophia is now running most of my companies, pretty much all of them. The holding company, the holding company is the company that is the parent company for all the other companies, like a satellite company. I'm a government contractor, radio station, TV station. What else do I have? Publishing companies.
Yeah, don't forget the publishing
companies. We publish a bank in the Caribbean, and that's a whole nother story. Because banks, when you in the U.S., there's so many regulations and banks. So I decided when I was like, I don't know, 20, 25, I wanted to own my own bank, right? So I met some offshore people, and they were like, you know what? For $1 million, you can buy a bank charter. And I'm like, okay, easier said than done. But I put it together. Now it's private banking, and my only customer is my company. Now people say, well, how do you make money? Well, how do you make money being your own customer? Well, in America, when banks close at the end of a day, they have to have a certain amount of cash on hand. And if they don't, they have to go out onto the market and borrow it. Well, I'm on that list. It's called overnight repos. I'm on that list where banks borrow from me and pay me back this crazy amount of percentage every day. You do it 5 days a week. So that's how we fund our bank.
I'm starting to get a bit of an understanding since I've been working with you, how you basically, because you want to control kind of the whole process, you basically end up, forming companies that. So I know we were talking about a deal a few weeks ago, and you ended up setting up a lawyer's company to.
Right, that's
because you don't want to pay the lawyers, so you set up your own.
You know what? See, the crazy thing, because I'm always wanting, because all the deals I do throughout the year, I always have my lawyers involved in it. Like last year, I paid my lawyers and they've been with me for 28, 30 years. I paid them. I'm looking at the bill. I'm like, I paid these guys a lot of money. So, and what's crazy is that I got outside lawyers to make sure my lawyers are doing the right thing. So, little paranoid maybe, just a little bit. But so, and the funny thing is, I've been toying with this for a long time because I have, being a lawyer, I'm not a bar lawyer. I went to law school, graduated from Georgetown. I said, you know what? In the state of New York, I can be the CEO of a law firm, but my name can't be on the door. So I said, you know what? I pulled the managing partner from the 3rd largest law firm in New York and have him come work for me. And now we have our own law firm.
That's legendary.
But you know what's crazy? As you know, I tell people, because of Grant and because of Sophia, we actually work 24 hours a day, because when you're asleep, I'm working, and when I'm asleep, you're working. So I kind of got the best of both worlds.
That's it, 24/7, baby.
24/7, baby. That's. But when I grow up, Grant, I truly want to be like you and Sophia. Truly.
It's never going to happen.
Good looking.
It's never going to grow up.
I just want to be like
Peter
you
Pan.
guys. Good looking and rich.
So there's something I want to go back to, because I know there's people that will think that I prompted you when you told me about the cold calling. It's something I bang on about all the time. It's about cold calling, and that was one of the first things you did when you. I mean, and ultimately, any super successul entrepreneur, and we've never had this conversation, but
No, we haven't.
Let me ask you, do you consider yourself more of a business person or more of a salesperson?
That's a good question. Well, I have to say this. I'm a black man in America. I'm always selling. I always have to sell myself on something. So I think I knew that was going to happen. Sorry about that, guys.
Hey, Emma.
I knew that was going to happen. Don't worry about it.
Emma the dog.
But Emma the dog. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I knew that was going to happen. I consider myself a little bit of both. Because, quiet, Emma. I apologize, guys. Emma's right here with me. I'm a little bit of both. Because, selling I like, when I was a stockbroker, my motto was, if you can convince someone on the phone that you've never met, and you sell them on an intangible item, an item that you can't touch or feel, one of the best in the world.
Yeah.
And
So
cold
true.
calling to me was like, it was always, I get excited. I'm like, hey, is this gonna be one? And even if you don't like cold calling, if you do enough of it, it's the plus. It's the what is it? You gotta play the numbers. If you play the numbers, it's gonna happen for you.
Yeah.
But most people take rejection personally, and that's why they're definitely afraid of cold calling. I am definitely not afraid of cold calling. I'm not afraid too much of anything. Sophia and you, that's all that may be, but other than that, no, I'm not afraid of anything.
I'm always getting Sophia.
Oh my gosh. When Sophia calls you up and goes, hey Greg, this is what, Greg? I'm like, oh damn, what did I do now? No. But
So
to be successful, successful people, somebody asked me the other day, do I have a routine? No. The only routine, if I had to say I had one, is that I give myself an hour a day just to exist. Not think about it. That's my yoga time. But a routine becomes monotonous. As you know, every day, and then Sophia every day, Greg Lassiter got some kind of issue. So, and I embrace it. And, embracing, okay, what's going to happen today? And it's not, oh God, what's going to happen today? I embrace it because every day is a challenge, and I love it. I love it. I love challenges. So,
yeah. Well, that's one of the reasons I'm really grateful you made the time for this, because, like you say, there's not a day goes by that there aren't challenges. When you've got that many businesses, you get pulled from pillar to post, and
right.
so
you guys hear the stories. You guys hear the crazy stories every day of what I'm going through.
It is nuts. So something I'm really interested to find out about is that anybody wants to look Greg up, he is prolific on Facebook. Now,
pretty much.
Yeah, so you are like always posting on Facebook, and like a lot of super successful people that, how the hell do you find the time? And I saw something that you talked about, saying that you treat Facebook a bit like your journal.
A live journal.
Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes, because growing up, I wrote a book called How I Made It. 695 pages, published through Simon Schuster, the one that we're publishing our book through.
Yeah.
And I made a deal with them that I wanted to sell my own book, and they got none of my royalties. So you have to buy the book directly from me. So what I did was, all my life, I kept a journal of my life. And I would do it every night when I come home. And that got to be, when I come home, I got to be too tired to do that. So I said, you know what? Social media, because I have my phone, and I'm either flying or whatever I'm doing, I can my thoughts on my social media. And I tell people, I'm like, you know what, guys? My rants are just, it's a live journal for me. As it happens, and the thing of it is, if you record something while it happens, you're right there. Instead of getting home or wherever it is at the end of the day, going, okay, what happened? And that the enthusiasm and the is not there. So that's why you always hear me as I'm going, sitting in the airplane, waiting to take off. I'm like, let me do this. And my co-pilot's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I got this. So yeah, it's just been my whole social media, and some of the things I do on social media, like, I always wanted to be, I always wanted to sing, right? So I can't sing worth crap, but I opened up a record business, a record label, and learned the management part of it, and I play violin and piano. So TikTok, as you know, I started playing around on TikTok. Next thing you know, it grew into 7 million views in less than a year. And next thing you know, I got Warby Parker as a sponsor. Monster Energy drink as a sponsor. And I'm like, you want to sponsor me because I'm lip syncing? Really? Okay, I'll take your money. All right, I'll do that. And I started this community called Grown Folks Music with a Gay.
And anybody gets to see that. It's I didn't know what to make of it when I first saw it. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's great. He dresses himself up. He gets a guitar and he'll lip sync to all these. I'm thinking, is that Greg singing? What a voice!
Some of it, not all of it. Some of it, the majority of it. But the thing of it is, and I'm like, my daughter used to say, "Dad, you're too old to be." And I'd be like, are you getting paid to do this? I am. So step back. And that's the thing. I tell people all the time, don't concentrate on the money. Because, all my life, when I was growing up, I was like, I want $1 million. I want to be a millionaire. And after I got out of college, I think for the next 5 years, I said, December 31st every year, I want to have $1 million in the bank. And December 31st would come out, I have $998,000 in the bank, but I'll have $10,000 in my pocket. That's still not $1 million. So one of my mentors told me, he goes, you're doing the wrong thing. I'm like, what is that? He goes, you're chasing money. You can't catch money. Money's a ghost. Do what you love, and the money will come. And you got to trust yourself. Because think about this. If you are working for someone, and they're paying you a great wage, how much money are you making for them? Yeah. And I look at it like this, the difference between, I think, an entrepreneur and a non-entrepreneur is trusting yourself and going out taking a chance. You take a chance, and then taking a chance means you got to believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself to know that I don't ever have a bad day. Some days are better than others, but never a bad day, because I don't want to sound like a cliche, and I live by this. The difference between a good day and a bad day is my attitude. Yeah. So, and you've seen on my Facebook, you know what, I need to stop. I'm having a real challenging day. I need to hit reset. And I do. I mean, people think, oh, this person pissed me off, or this person, no one can make you have a bad day unless you allow it. So,
yeah, you control it.
You control it. Yeah.
So I really appreciate your time, mate. I'm just to wrap things up, I want to talk a little bit about your publishing business. So Grex Publishing. I'm wondering whether we might get a live appearance from the star of the show.
Wait, she's laying here. I came home specifically to do this, but she's laying here on the couch watching me like she's tired, like she's been to work all day. I work for her kibbles. No, Grex Publishing, how did it come about? Well, I said to Sophia, I said, you know what? I want to write a book. I want to do a book about Emma. And this is one thing about our wonderful Sophia. Like, I'll bounce ideas off of her. And next thing you know, Sophia's like, it's done. I'm like, what's done? We go, Greg, we'll go back and forth. Next, we'll go back and forth. And we wrote a book. Now, how are we going to do this? Wait, let's get our other partner, Grant, to help us. I'm like, great idea. So I said, so we got the book together, and I'm like, okay, you know what, guys? Let's start a publishing company.
Obviously.
And I know I drive Sophia and you crazy, because I'm like, you know what, guys? I want to start this company. I'm going to have my people start this company. We're going to control our whole thing. So, we don't have to wait on anyone if you control your whole infrastructure. And that's my belief. And Grex Publishing, thank you guys. Thank you very much. No, and guys, any of you guys out there, I know you have kids, nephews, grandkids, go to Emma's Fabulous Adventures. We wrote a book, Sophia and I, and Grant is our other partner, about my dog. I don't know if he told you, I am the only African American in the country with a private jet service. So, and I'm going to be in Forbes magazine in August. So, I decided to take Emma everywhere because she can go with me everywhere I go. So this book is about Emma's European adventures and culture, all the making friends, all the things like all of those things, and it's a workbook for kids. This book is published in 5 languages and Braille, and it has a QR code so kids can go click on it, and it tells you a little bit of history about the cities that Emma's been in, and for kids on the autistic spectrum, texture pages. So it's a great book. It's in the process. It should be out when, Greg?
I think we're looking towards mid to end of August.
Right. So, guys, I'm a strong believer, and if you believe in yourself and you want to do it, do it.
I think one of the things that I loved about that collaboration and the getting the book organised was the first thing you did was just go out and sell it. So,
that right there, Grant, you know what? That right there blows my mind because we have pre-sold this book. I think we're at almost 22,000. 22,000.
20,000 copies pre-sold. Yeah.
20,000 copies.
Yeah,
pre-sold, and I'm thinking, the New York City school system, the New Jersey school system, and all of our illustrious friends. I always tell my friends, if you don't buy our book, you're not my friend. Is my friendship worth it? $24.99. So and we're still selling them. And I told Sophia, my goal every day is to sell 10 books, right? So.
Well, everybody in the room.
He's going to buy a book.
You've got to buy the book.
They're looking at me like, this guy, is he on drugs? Is he crazy? I know they're thinking like, he's all over the place. Guys, I'm not ADHD or any of that. My mind just thinks quicker than others. I know what I want. I thank God that I have you and Sophia because you guys keep up with me. Sometimes I can't even keep up with myself. And Sophia's like, come on, take it down. But yes, the book is going to be an amazing book. We are publishing it worldwide. So guys, check it out. EmmasFabulousAdventures.com.
Yeah, love it.
Right?
You got it right. You got it right. All good. Yeah. Great website, guys.
Yes, and great website. And then my partner, she has a talk show, guys. AskSophia.com. Saturdays, 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. What is it? You're on BST, right? 9:30 BST time.
Yeah.
And it's a great talk show forum about everything entrepreneur. And then we're launching a new show. Every Thursday night. Yep, Greg and Sophia, the Greg and Sophia vibe about entrepreneurship, or whatever. 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Now, where do we sleep? You ask. You'll sleep when you're dead.
Sleep is not something that you pay a lot of attention to, is it?
No. Awesome. No.
Greg, it's been an absolute pleasure, buddy. Really, really appreciate you taking the time, mate.
Thank you.
And,
guys,
yeah.
I love you guys. Man.
Brilliant.
And I'll talk to you guys soon, okay?
Take care, mate. Bye-bye. Okay, round of applause. We got there at the end, didn't we? Fantastic. Well, I think it was worth the wait. That guy is an absolute legend. Oh, did you phone back? Sorry about that.
Thank you.
As you can see, the guy is a maniac. He's into so many different projects, and the project that we've been working on with the book that Sophia's written is a fabulous book, EmmasFabulousAdventures.com. So anybody who wants to check that out, it's a kid's book, as Greg was saying. And Greg's it's been one of his dreams to publish a book about his dog, Emma, and so we collaborated, put it all together, and here we are, and it's been awesome working with him, absolutely awesome, and a real experience. And just going back to finish off, guys, one of the things that David talked about is about spending time with like-minded people. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and a lot of people that have been on this stage and with Greg, these are the people I spend time with, and I hope you'll agree, they're the kind of people that elevate your mind. Look for other entrepreneurs, guys, as entrepreneurs. Spend time with them. Get rid of the negativity. Stay with that positivity and build a successful business.
Thanks very much, guys.